there.
Hi there.
I'm Alicia Davis.
I'm Stacy Watson.
And we are partners in Transformative Leadership Strategies, TLS.
That's right. Easier to say.
Much easier to say. And we wanted to thank you. So you invited us to submit a subject for the keynote as well as this video.
Exactly.
So thank you for inviting us. We had a great time last year, right, Stace?
Yes, we were at the conference that was held earlier this year on the Cape, and we met some really interesting and inspiring leaders in the service coordinator industry.
Yep.
And since then have had follow-up conversations with many of them, and we just really felt like we had a strong sense of how hard the work is that a lot of those individuals do every day. And we were so grateful for the opportunity to provide some support in terms of the leadership approach or strategies they might want to use in their day-to-day jobs.
That's right. So we did the role of staff care and effective leadership was our workshop. And so this year, I mean, we are really excited about your theme for this year for visioning for the future, because as you might imagine, as coaches, this is what we're doing with people and teams and leaders and organizations all the time, which is really how do you get there? Like, what is there? And then figuring out how to actually get there.
That's exactly right. And what we find is a lot of the leaders we work with tend to be very much focused on right here, right now, sometimes even focused on what happened before.
Yes.
But definitely focused on the to-do list, the tasks before them, all the important strategic initiatives, and all those things that, of course, all leaders need to be thinking about.
For sure.
But it can sometimes get in the way of the ability of each leader and leadership teams to really vision for the future.
Well, it's true. And so we thought for the keynote, we would submit the power of intention, creating a vision for your future. So obviously playing off the theme. And it's really, so we really, in our coaching practice, we really talk about the being part of who we are and the doing part, which is the taking inspired action. And intention is about how you focus your mindset, right?
That's right.
And so we do a lot of mindfulness practices, and we do a lot with helping people center themselves and to really be able to tap into really whole brain thinking, so that creative as well as the logical. And so we thought that in the keynote, we could really do something very inspiring and very simple all at the same time.
Yeah, as we were talking about this topic, the first thing that came to mind was, young children can do this effortlessly. They don't even try.
Right.
They can tell you what they're going to be, where they're going to live, how many jobs they're going to have, all of that. It's very easy for them to access that part of their brain.
That's right.
And to get into the emotion of how exciting it will be to be an astronaut or a police officer or whatever it might be.
Right.
And so we feel like as adults, we lose touch with that sometimes.
The reality of life, right?
Exactly.
Gets in the way.
So we sort of see the keynote as an opportunity to help people recapture some of the freedom and anticipation and excitement that comes with visioning the future. And then to really be able to talk about some of the strategies that might be helpful for people that really want to try to do that more.
For sure. So we're, as you might tell or might know from our sessions last time, we are very interactive. We are very experiential. So even as part of the keynote, we will do some kind of an activity with them where they're probably talking with each other, or we'll do something with them that will be kind of guiding them to create some kind of a vision for themselves.
That's exactly right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so of course, we want them to be inspired and uplifted and have this, really this kind of planting the seed of possibility. And then what we did was we thought, well, let's offer a couple of workshops where they can then go deepen that initial kind of experience or excitement from the morning.
That's right. So we're going to submit 2 workshop proposals. And the first one will really have to do with the power of understanding your core values. This is a workshop that we do all the time.
Yep.
And without fail, people find it incredibly refreshing and helpful, because it's an opportunity for the participant to really take a pause and reflect on what are those values that they hold most dear.
That's right.
And, you know, maybe think a little bit about how are these values showing up for me at home and at work? And to the extent that I'm disconnected or misaligned, what's something I might be able to do to fix that?
That's right.
Or to address that? And so we just find that people don't often take time to focus on values.
Mm-hmm.
And just taking a few minutes in a setting like the NERSC conference can be incredibly powerful for the participants in the room.
For sure. So we call it the power of your core, right?
Yes.
Because it's your core, it's your the foundation for how you make decisions, for
Yes.
how you
envision the future.
That's right, right? So it's values and needs and how to achieve that vision, because when somebody is, as Stacy said, when they're really clear about what their values are, then they can not only know, you know, in their mind that they're fully aligned, but they can feel fully aligned.
Absolutely.
And that's where the momentum then starts happening, and they can feel like they can actually take action and keep moving on that, whatever that vision is. Because, you know, we meet obstacles all the time.
That's right.
And so for people to be able to know their values and to redirect and still maintain that path towards that vision is really important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, we are excited about that one. Again, it's something that we talk a lot about with our client organizations, and without fail, people really appreciate the opportunity to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then the second workshop is a variation of something that we also do all the time, and it's really being able to use your whole brain. So we're calling it's also a specific technique, which you may know. It's mind mapping. So we're going to use mind mapping, and we're going to call it mind mapping, using your whole brain to create your future. And so again, we're going to be very experiential, and mind mapping is a process that takes visual components as well as logical and kind of symbolic components, and you literally create a visual representation of your vision. So you start with an idea right in the center of a page. You can use, we'll bring lots of different colors and markers, because that's part of the creative process. And you then take main ideas off of that central idea, and then you just keep brainstorming. And so it's a very open way of capturing information that you then see connects in different ways. And it's really fun.
Yes.
Like, you know, when you pull out markers, and we don't usually do crayons, although I have in the past. When you pull out markers and paper for adults,
yes,
you know, it's playtime. So we make it's really fun.
Yeah, one of the things we know in the work that we do is that we're dealing with adult learners, right?
Right.
And so we have to be able to appeal to them and to connect with them in different ways. And they have to be engaged in whatever the information is, physically and emotionally.
That's right.
Otherwise, the words just don't land or they don't stick.
That's right.
So everything we do is designed to be impactful and powerful and inspirational.
And very actionable. Like, we always want people to walk out of our sessions with something super tangible, you know, whether it was a feeling and they feel shifted in some way, or if it's literally something that they practice or something they can do or see or, you know, really use for visioning their future.
That's right. So we are very excited to be invited to potentially participate again at NERSC.
Yes, we are.
We welcome however we can support you and your conference. We want to be a part of that, and we'll look forward to talking further with you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.